Hello, geeks. Mike the Hobbit here, letting you know that we have some technical difficulties when going to edit this episode. Unfortunately, at some point after the break, the audio went out, and we were unable to salvage the second half of the episode. So unfortunately, that is gone forever. But we do have the first 45 minutes or so of the recording that is very fun. Us talking about the newest addition to the Predator mythos, Prey, available on Hulu. So go ahead and enjoy the episode. Just don't be surprised when a minute or two after the mid-episode break, the episode's over. That's just how we had to release it, unfortunately. So it's been a while since we've had a technical screw-up on the show, so we were long overdue. Another reminder is this Saturday, the 20th of August, the Geeks Under the Influence will be at Virginia Comic Con at the Richmond Raceway. So if you did not get enough of us on this shortened episode, then make sure to come out to the Raceway and enjoy all the vendors, tons of comic books and merch, and the Geeks Under the Influence are going to be there selling some merch, taking some pictures, hanging out, giving away some stuff. It'll be a great time, so make sure to come out. It's 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Richmond Raceway, August 20th, and we'll see you there. Now on to the episode.
The views and opinions expressed on Geeks Under the Influence are that of the panelists and not of our sponsors, Amazon.com and TeePublic. Parental discretion is advised.
I do love the Orville, but I wish they would do something like aliens from other properties, like you'd have a Xenomorph episode, or like a Predator that showed up and was just like hunting Seth MacFarlane.
So you're saying, like, whatever a red shirt is for Orville, I don't know, like, just has a chest burster come out?
For the Orville, there isn't like a red shirt, there's literally just the guy you haven't seen before.
Okay.
Yeah, or just fan service for no reason. I like that idea of the aliens of different properties kind of appearing on the Orville, kind of feeding back into the comedy aspect of it, things that are very entertaining about the Orville. So you get a shot of something from Spaceballs, or I guess something more serious like something from Predator.
Or even better, like you do a Predator, but it's like this is past the point where they've hunted humans for sport and they've been incorporated into the Union, and it's like Nathaniel Predator is here as a representative for the Predator Nation.
No, I just want to see the fat, lazy Predator. Like, we've always seen them in shape. I want to see the one that's just like packing it on. He still has his little fishnet thing, but it's like stretched out to the max.
Politician Predator.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
Doesn't have to hunt anymore.
Like, I don't hunt, I just eat.
Ex-hipster office dude Predator, where he's got the glasses and like the chinos, and oh, hey, Bob.
He's obsessed with 1990s American culture, and so he's wearing like fucking like hypercolor T-shirts.
And is he riding a unicycle and
Oh,
shit?
dude, can we get a Predator in JNCOs?
JNCO
Oh,
Jeep.
God.
And, like, dude, that would be amazing. And he's got, like, some sort of skateboard killing apparatus.
He
That's late 90s.
He keeps trying to get Isaac the Kalon to hacky sack with him, and it's just not working out. There's a lot of different opinions on all the sequels of the Predator, but we've got two, which is kind of a all right, I guess, episode.
Danny Glover is not the action lead that they wanted him to be.
No, but he was big off Lethal Weapons. They're like, oh, Danny Glover is a solo.
He's
It's like,
always
no.
been too old for this shit.
Yeah.
He's always.
But Gary Busey.
That's what makes two. I will throw that out there.
Absolutely.
Gary Busey,
Is
yes.
phenomenal.
And that's
Part
pre
two.
Gary Busey going completely insane.
No,
So
he was already insane. That's the thing. He just went more insane.
This is when he was still zany and not where he would talk gibberish. You can understand what he's saying.
He was
so-
zany and not in zany.
Yeah.
Yes.
They didn't have the ADR all of his dialogue,
All
right?
right, he did one.
I did one.
He did one.
It's early. But yeah, we've got Predator 2. Then we've got, after a long period of time, we've got Alien vs. Predator. That comes out.
No, we don't.
So I like AVP. It's kind of boring, but as a concept,
Predators befriending humans? That's totally a thing Predator would do. Totally.
yeah, I like that actually.
Totally a
I
thing
like
they would.
that.
Totally a thing they would do.
Well,
Totally.
there's actually the AVP comic book came out before the movie did, because that was what gave them the idea this might work, and that's about the Predators bringing on a human being as one of themselves. It's a Japanese woman. I forget what her name was, but the predators basically.
I remember the Japanese woman. Yeah,
a predator overheard that women are man-eaters, and they're like, okay, well then, I mean, they should be.
I guess you're good.
Because they had the predator and the alien separately in Dark Horse, right? And then I did have some of the AVP.
I read some of the books actually because I was a big freaking nerd.
But I never read any of the books. But I do remember her. I just don't remember they befriending her. Oh man, I had to go back and read that.
Yeah, they brought her into their culture.
There's one predator that's like really into her, like emotionally, and it's like, I want to predate her. No, okay, that's bad.
Oh God!
All right, let's just move on.
Number two already?
No, number one was actually good. That was trash.
That was garbage.
Okay.
Yeah,
That was garbage.
okay,
He's
so-
better
yeah,
than that.
Yeah, I can do better. We'll work on that. So we have plenty of Prey jokes that are.
I already made one. I made one. Pray Hub.
Yeah.
There you go. Pray Hub.
Yeah. Let's pray that this episode is better than the puns that I did to start.
You're not off to a good start.
No.
We're starting a little bit later than usual.
You've
and
already-
we're all tired.
You've already canceled out your
It's fine.
good one.
The movie that we're discussing primarily, although we're going to be talking about all the Predator movies.
Primal. That's
Well,
good.
probably not the Predator very much, but we are going to be discussing the mythos that is Predator on this episode in celebration of Prey that just recently released on Hulu, a prequel, a Predator prequel. I'm not sure how that works with the Antarctic pyramid.
Well, in the lead up to this movie, what I saw was that this was the first official visit. So maybe they're scrapping the AVP mythos of the Antarctic period.
That's what
I
I'm
think
saying.
that's smart.
Yeah.
They're just
I
like
think that's
they're
smart.
just like we've seen that so many franchises where they're just like, that was garbage. Let's go ahead and just.
And we're going to go ahead and start this episode about Predator. Thank you so much for listening. This is Geeks Under the Influence, all things Prey and Predator. Welcome.
I was going to try, and no, that's why I didn't do it. That's completely why I didn't do it.
I know the Predator is like invisible, but he also does that like trilling noise every time that he's around.
Just kind of give it away a little bit.
Like, you think if you put that much technology into being invisible, you'd also be fucking quiet.
But okay, he's quiet more than he does that. But also,
It's like that, like chitter chitter.
I do.
Noise.
Who's got a bag of pork cracklins?
No, it's like the Seinfeld episode when Elaine gives that guy the Tic Tac so she knows where he is. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Predator's always walking around Tic Tacs, all right?
But the amount of times he actually does that when he's invisible is actually minimal. And also I do love how they took the original concept of the Predator back when like Van Damme was in the suit, and it looked very insect-like.
Terrible.
And they just kept it was garbage, but they kept that like insect style, that sound, and that's the noise he makes.
Has
I love
anybody
Like a
seen?
cicada-y kind of
that.
thing.
Yeah, I fucking think it's so
Has anybody
eerie.
seen what the original
Yeah,
Predator looked like?
it looks like shit. Have you seen the original
that's
suit
what
Van
it's
Damme?
describing.
And you know
It's
Van
the-
Damme was supposed to be Predator, right?
The main bug from Men in
think
Black.
so.
Yeah.
The main bug from Men in Black. That's kind of what it looked like at the end when they're fighting that. That's what the Predator originally looked like. It was fucking
You know what else
stupid.
it looks like? Like a really shitty version of the monsters in Feast.
Yeah. All right.
Like a really shitty version of that, because that variant, it had like that very it was almost like a fly-like head. It was very alien-esque, fly-like, big.
Yeah.
It had the big eyes, but it also had the elongated mouth.
It's Van Damme.
I'm
saying,
pulling it
"Fuck
up
this."
on the screen. Yeah, it's,
Yeah, see, that suit is fucking garbage,
it's
dude.
not. It's not a great. Oh no!
terrible.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is not a great look.
Well, they had to use red because green wouldn't work in a green jungle for picking up actual.
yeah, I think the second attempt was much better.
Oh god, if we'd have gotten that movie would have bombed, dude.
I
It
Talk
don't-
looks
about
terrible.
Night and day. It goes from it looks like an evil dinosaur from a kid's show.
Yeah, it looks like a Power Rangers villain.
I was
Yeah,
about
it
to
does.
say
Yeah,
that.
absolutely. To
Yeah.
I mean, maybe one of the best designed alien creatures that we've seen on film.
Oh, totally.
The Predator
Totally.
is so fundamentally iconic with like the skulls hanging off of its waist and the like
The vagina mouth.
the Glenn
yeah.
Danzig fishnet.
Or even
t-shirt
Vaginas are you
that's
seeing,
wearing-
bro? Jesus Christ.
Even with the mask, it's a
yeah.
very 90s look, but it is incredible. It's an incredible piece of design.
Speaking of an incredible piece of design, our first panelist, my co-host on Smack My Pitch Up, Thandi, is here.
Yo.
You were able to join us last minute. Thankfully, we had an open seat. So this is like the second episode in a row. like 3 days from each other. We're recording Double Down this week.
Oh no, Thandi's burnt out.
Oh no,
I'm all used up.
Oh no, it's so tough drinking beer and hanging out with friends. Oh no,
I'm an introvert, so it's a lot for me. Thank
fair.
you.
That's fair. That's fair.
Small steps. Small steps.
Gentleman that is not an introvert, or if he is, he's doing very well being on every other show besides this one as a host. Fuck you, Hunter is here.
What's up, bitches?
What's up, bitches?
Yeah. Can talk about some motherfucking Predator tonight.
Predator. I know this is definitely your wheelhouse for sure. We have talked at length about Predator.
I mean, it's Alien Xenomorph, but I mean, I love the Predator franchise, except for two of the movies where they crossed with my favorite franchise.
Yeah,
we'll leave that out of it.
Yeah. The closest to the machismo dudes in the forest in the original Predator out of all of us.
I mean, our Jesse Ventura.
Our Jesse Ventura.
Okay.
He's a sexual Tyrannosaurus.
Ain't got time to bleed.
He ain't got time to bleed.
He ain't got time to bleed.
Oh, he just spit chaw on me.
Mr. Lowdown Brown MacGyver.
You son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch.
No, I mean, okay. I mean, I like cigars, whatever. You know what I don't do? I don't fucking dry shave. That is the most cringeworthy scene in that fucking movie.
Psychotic.
Dude, right? Like, he's just... To this day, that gives me the fucking goosebumps.
Gives me razor bumps just looking at it.
Razor bumps. And I got I know yours is Alien, but I've got to say I love the Alien franchise. Well, a higher percentage of the Alien franchise.
Yeah.
It has a higher percentage than the Predator franchise, okay? I'll give it that.
Yeah.
But I have always liked the Predator more. But that's just me.
Yeah.
As a single movie, I think the original Predator, I was telling Hobbit that it is one of my favorite movies. Like in the top 10, the original Predator movie is for me definitely the top 10.
But like as much as I love Alien, yeah, man, like I love the entire.
That's tough. Yeah. That's so...
but I mean, like
comparing
up,
Aliens and the first Predator movie, it's tough. Both of those movies are solid fucking action movies.
This is brand new territory for a podcast. Is a bunch of men in their late 30s and early 40s talking about Predator and Alien and which one is better. New ground being discovered.
I actually think that our founder of GUI, Michael Bickett, should do a search and see how many episodes have actually been talked about which one's better, because you might be surprised there's probably not a lot.
I don't know. I do have access to those numbers here.
You do. I would be interested to see.
You know what? At a part of the episode, I'm going to go ahead and look up when there's a good conversation going. Mm-hmm. And
it is weird. Aliens, fucking awesome. Predator, fucking awesome. Alien vs. Predator. Sorry, I know there's a different opinion.
God damn it.
Fucking sucks ass. I'm sorry, but God damn it.
And the most disappointing part of that fucking thing was when they made an R-rated one. They made an R-rated AVP Requiem, and
I've never.
It's super hot garbage. The budget is bad, the acting is bad, the plot is bad, the dialogue, everything's bad. Fucking everything is awful.
Yeah,
it's so bad.
It's so like just like waste. Imagine like just the stank off of it is like a waste treatment plant in the middle of August. Dude, it's terrible.
The thing that fucking sucks about it for me is that I misremember a horror movie from my childhood where I thought there was an alien movie that took place on Earth, in like a populated area.
Well,
and when I got
it
was some, I don't remember what movie, but I thought it was an alien movie. It was a movie with aliens in it, I guess.
Yeah.
And so when I got older and went through all the alien movies and there weren't any in populated areas, I was bummed. And then Alien 2 came out. I was like, maybe it'll be better than the original Alien versus Predator where it was in fucking Antarctica and there were no people around. This is the only alien movie that's in a populated space on Earth.
Yep.
And it's fucking garbage.
And it's worse.
Bullshit. It's the fucking worst of all of it.
Fox had 2 attempts and they fucked up both times.
You are this close to a fucking Armageddon with aliens getting loose on Earth, and you fuck it up somehow. Yeah. Like, not in that they win, but like in that the movie is fucking awful and nobody gives a shit if they win or not.
That concept alone of aliens loose on Earth in populated areas, that's like a trilogy. AVP is like a trilogy concept if it's done with the correct writers and director, because that is so apocalyptic
Why is there not an apocalyptic xenomorph movie where they're like trying to wall off a city that has xenomorphs in it?
Because it's expensive. It's what the modern Jurassic movies promised to never deliver.
But you know what? They've been doing they've done how many Resident Evil movies where that's the same concept except it's fucking
also
people?
expensive.
Or World War Z.
World War Z.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The wall didn't work there, though.
Yeah. So yeah, GUIPodcast.com for links to this show, other shows on the network. Check that out and stuff. But yeah, let's get into it. So we've got Prey, the newest release of the Predator mythos, as it were. The only one that's not been released in theaters, which is very weird because this movie should have been released in theaters.
That's what I was gonna say. It's beautiful. It's
theater
shot
ready, yeah.
so well.
I honestly don't think it would have taken off as much if it was in theaters. Not because the movie's bad, because just everyone had access to it. They put it out, and dude, like immediate response of that film.
I think it would have made back at least a good portion of its budget in theaters, though, before it hit.
It kind of, I'll say this, it took away of being able to see it in IMAX. I think that movie would have been really fucking fun to see in IMAX.
Oh, yeah.
And by the way, we're in August, man. There's nothing coming out. That's what's confusing about it. But I guess they're like, here's an alternative to going to nothing to see at the theaters.
It could have been a deal they made
prior
2020.
Yeah, you never know.
They're like, hey, okay, we locked you in for this. You're fucking doing this regardless of coming out of COVID or not.
Warner Brothers with HBO Max, where
exactly.
they kind of got stuck after a while when everybody did feel more comfortable coming to the theater. And they went, oh shit, now we release it.
This was good, and the Warner Brothers stuff, there's only been a few that have been good, and there's been like 15 movies.
Yeah.
So there's that difference because Warner Brothers is.
But if Fox released more stuff on Hulu, there might be a few of those same stickers.
I
all right.
The issue is that they didn't have faith in it because it's not populated by named actors, and the property is not called Predator. It's called Prey.
Do they like look at the stats? I mean, because that I get what you're saying, but if that's the reason, that's fucking insane.
Yeah. Well, studios are insane.
They're run by a lot of people that still don't understand that the entire nature of the film industry has shifted, and it doesn't mean that you put shit on streaming service. It just means that you have to be understanding that like. It doesn't have to have the same name, like in order for people to have recognition
or big actors.
Well, yeah. Also, the movie we're not really going to talk that much about of this franchise. What's the last to come out? The Predator, that nobody fucking liked. It didn't do shit for gross. So they might have been like, you know what? But maybe we're going to start a little soft with this being on Hulu, and if we have a sequel, then we'll push it.
Maybe they're trying to do a series.
Yeah.
Oh,
maybe
because there's still
there's a lot of time.
300 years, bro.
Revolutionary War.
As a concept, that could be great. Watching the Predator through time, but who was taken aback? Who was surprised by this? With Predator, the Predator being the last movie, who was surprised by this movie when you saw this movie? Seeing the quality of this movie, the quality of tone, concept, presentation. Completely surprised. I was completely shocked.
If you look at some of the horror fan pages on Facebook, it's real bad and terrible, and you shouldn't watch it, and it's bad. And a girl fights a predator, and it's stupid.
Oh, you're talking about one? Okay.
Yeah. Fuck this movie because the girls can't fight predators. Because only boys can fight predators.
And yet if they had actually done, realized that the director, the last movie he did before this was 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Which is amazing.
And it has a strong female lead in it. Shocker.
True, but there is a difference with that film as far as how it played out. Like, I know there's the very end, but that movie was definitely more of a... Like, with Prey, it starts out like she is clearly not going with the status quo of her tribe.
Yeah.
Right? She does not want...
But also
her fucking father left her a fucking hatchet, and his mom's like, oh, that's for cutting...
That's for...
bread?
That's for baking goods.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck? Also,
early on, we're shown that not only does she not have the respect of her, like, direct peers, age group-wise
but
peers...
also the other peers.
But also, she hasn't shown that she's capable of keeping up with them. She's close. She's very close, but she isn't quite capable of it. But that's why... the character arc is so important in this film. That's why it works the way that it does.
No, exactly. That's
it's an underdog.
That's part of the presentation as well. Is that they have a conversation, her and her brother, after he brings the lion home, where he's like, "You just couldn't bring it home." All the tribe cares about is you can be the greatest hunter out there, And like if you stay out there, like we saw her do when she was like hunting her own, like killing and eating her kill and all that stuff. But if you didn't bring your kill home to the tribe, that tribe did not look at you as a hunter-gatherer.
Yeah.
And that was the thing she was struggling with.
They're also, it was going against their culture, you know, because she's not supposed to be a hunter, even though her brother admits she's the best tracker of that whole group.
Which is like the biggest
and which
part
is
of
like
hunting.
him going, yeah, like she's really good at finding this shit out, but let us actually do the killing, all right? You just show us where the line
But when
is.
it comes to picking up a wolf, she's got weak girl arms.
Well, the brother does say, I carried you back. That's why you're not ready.
True,
and you're like, ah.
Well, now before that,
I mean, he does have a point.
I
at
know,
that
that was kind of a sting.
Before that, her mom said that.
Yeah.
He had to carry you back. I was saying, because there is that, like, if you are the hunter-gatherer, you are expected to make it back with everything and not have to have somebody help you. But the other thing that was said with the brother when they were in the French camp, they
were trappers.
Yeah, just call them trappers.
The French trapper
Just call them the trapper. Trapper, not keepers.
The French trapper
This
camp.
is the only trapper movie with French trappers that I've seen in recent time that they don't break into song, and it really upset me.
You also see kids in the hall with them. Yeah, okay.
But there's that other conversation that her and her brother had again, which was nice to have that they had that before. Oh, do we say spoilers? Spoilers. The brother gets fucking emaciated, like just eradicated.
Yeah.
Where he's like, no, I brought it home, but it was you wounded it. You're the way you tracked it was right up into the tree. You wounded it, and then I was able to kill it that way.
Basically said I couldn't have done that without what
you had done. Exactly, which he didn't say at first, but it was a nice roundabout to like, no, I acknowledge what you did. You were right.
I do wish that there was a point where early on in the film, before they run into the predator, she's out and about, and the other, like the boys her age, go out and they're meant to find her, and they basically trick her into lowering her guard, and then they grab her, and the predator's like, oh, I guess she's not the strongest, so I won't fuck her up, but they're shitting on her like crazy, and there were a couple scenes where her brother was around for them picking on her earlier in the movie. And I really wish there was a moment, because he did stand up for his sister a bit, that it was like, fuck off, Steve. She's a better tracker than you are. Like, that he just, like, audibly.
I mean,
but
the dude talking shit gets killed. Like, he's just sitting on the branch. He's the first one to go. He didn't even get killed by the predator.
Understand, I'm also, like, an early 40s.
That's what I'm saying.
Early 40s white man that's trying to understand, trying to be the best version of myself I can be. So, like, cheering on a Native American person getting murdered felt very weird to me.
Yeah, take that.
Take that, person.
But I'm just saying
that we robbed.
Everybody mostly gets killed by the predator, except for the dude that was talking the most smack to her, who gets taken out by the lion. All right.
Yeah.
I will say something I enjoyed going in that same vein of being an old person watching this property is that for all the movies that have come out in probably the past 5 years, there's been a very vocal pushback from like meninist culture against female leads. In this situation, in this movie, something I really enjoyed is that her support, her brother, basically, but also the other native Comanches, are not incompetent. So they are capable. They're capable. They get to actually do stuff, and they get to contribute. So it's okay that she is the most clever, or that she is the main character, that she is the one who is capable of taking out the predator, because these other people around her are part of that coalition of basically, you don't have to detract from the other characters so that she can shine.
Yeah, like it's not. She's not a good hunter for a lady because the boys are dumb.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like these guys just suck. So no, it's like they are very very good hunters.
Any of those comments in the toxic comments was like, well, go figure she's the best when they've got like frickin' Frack trying to fight Predator.
Look, Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Hey, here we go. But I do love the scene where the group that was sent out to find her, because she was gone for like 3 days, and then like the Predator starts taking them off. Like Hobbit had said, like, oh, I guess she's not the strongest one, but all those dudes are just like, stay back, stay down.
Yeah, I got this,
motherfucker. Like that shit was so satisfying. just getting like obliterated because
She's like, who
she has
made
been
the
out
possums
there,
run? And
she's
they're like,
been out there and she's already like seen it. Mm-hmm. So she already had, and they didn't want to fucking hear a word, and then they just got annihilated.
But
Until they got to the field. When they got to the field,
Yeah.
the one young one went and took a poop.
one dude.
Yeah.
He was like, "I'm gonna listen to you. I'm gonna drop." He's like,
Yeah.
"No, he's got you in his sights," and it's like, "Oh, drop. Let's go." Like he listened to her. You
I do
know?
appreciate though that you had that first kill where it's just the dude gets hit with all the predator arrows, I guess is the best way to put it. But then you have two of them where they're pretty much hand-to-hand combat with weapons.
Yeah.
And again, we hadn't really had that in predator movies where it's not just like one swipe, dead person. Like there's actual interaction. I mean, those before they died, they wound that predator. Like
Yes.
I appreciate
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
Well, no, absolutely. That's something that it bothers me in action. Well, if it's an over-the-top action movie where nothing matters, then
No bullet
I don't
count,
give a shit.
no.
Like you can be fucked up as much as possible and still get up and fight, whatever.
Uh-huh.
But if they're trying to be realistic and a person is taking no damage during a fight, it pisses me off.
Yeah.
That's why I love like the hallway scene with Daredevil where he can barely stand and he's barely getting through. I felt that in those scenes where the Predator's getting hit. Like and
they're
he's
doing
slowing
what,
down a little
and they're
bit.
doing what their fight technique is, which is hit him, cut him in the leg, get him down. They're just unfortunately the predator's not going to fall down to one knee just for getting stabbed. In
I mean, the
bear
Predator-
got some
yeah.
hits.
Yeah.
The Predator's affected less than say people.
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
but they
Let's
don't.
just
But
say,
they
I
don't
mean-
know that. They're only trained to fight animals and people,
Yeah, but
not.
the predator picks up a fucking grizzly.
Holy shit! That scene, by the
Over
way,
his head.
how have we
So,
never
what?
had that scene where he's invisible and just covered
blood
in the
and
blood?
all that.
That
Oh,
was
Epic.
fucking
It was fucking
epic.
dude.
Yes,
that was because that's when she
That's
first
the-
saw what he looked like, and she was like, because that's what she was reporting back, and it's like I didn't see him until he was covered in blood. And everyone like glossed over the fact that she said I didn't see him until he was covered in
But
blood.
we've had how
Remember
many
that?
Predator
Like,
movies, and
no one from the
nobody's
tribe.
ever thought of doing that
was so
scene
good.
before.
It was
like,
so
holy
good.
shit, that was badass.
Not only did he do that, he drug the bear into the water, then overhead pressed that motherfucker. So, yeah, I get what you're saying. A little slicey slice to the predator, a little wound, isn't
Yeah.
going to drop his ass
Yeah.
because he just fucking overhead pressed a grizzly bear.
Yeah.
Now,
Fuck outta here.
I did read on a
Oh,
post
God.
that apparently there is enough viscera attached and tendons attached to a spinal column that if you try to rip a wolf's head off with a spinal column, it's not going to come out as clean as it does in this movie. And so, there is
That's
just
what I did. I did stop the movie I was enjoying to verify the stuff
so there's-
and the creature from outer space killing people.
So
yeah,
in this
Killing a
movie where there's
CGI wolf.
an invisible alien monster in pre-America
Killing a CGI wolf.
killing a CGI wolf, it's not realistic.
yeah.
I actually had one of those moments, and then you have it, and then you let it go because you're
you have to
enjoying
let
the
it
thing.
go, yeah.
Like when her leg got caught in the bear trap, and then she's,
Oh, Dunzo.
but then she's walking
Yeah.
around for the rest of the movie.
Yeah,
Like
you let
she's-
that go. You let that go.
You let it go
that
because it just sets up something that can be used for later. It's fine. It is part of an action movie that somebody gets hurt, but the movie has to continue. So you just let it continue.
If I was Bruce Willis in Die Hard and I stepped on glass, that's it for me. Like I lay down, I'm
The terrorist
done.
is walking,
The
but shoots you in the head
terrorist
like,
wins.
you stopped running. This works out so easy for us. End of movie.
Yeah.
There's no bathroom scene talking to Uncle Carl, picking out the glass from your foot,
No.
wrapping it in shirt.
No, I'm calling them, be like, can you just make it quick? This fucking hurts.
I want that edited version where Hobbit's like 1 step, 2 step. I'm down. I'm right here.
right
I
here,
can't. I
just-
can't walk
Hey,
anymore.
Can make it quick.
Hans,
Yeah.
right here.
Negotiation. I want my Coke.
Ali oxen free.
Where's my Coke?
Oh, fuck.
This is why I'm not an action star. Yes.
But I mean, even the battle that the way the battle ensued. So I will say, as far as the story had a great build up with understanding. If you had no idea this was what culture used to be like, which I find it hard to believe, that men were the hunter gatherers and the females stayed at home. and did
It
the
showed
thing.
instead of said. It
Yeah.
It gave us. It really explained the world very deftly just by giving us the experience of being kind of included in the conversations.
Day-to-day conversations. Yeah.
absolutely.
But I mean, I guess what I'm saying is I find it hard to believe that people just don't know that. Like, I don't, that they don't understand.
Well, you have to
that.
establish because different indigenous tribes had different
that's true.
cultures, and women were defined in different ways. Some were warriors and different ones. So you have to kind of establish this culture. The women
Yeah,
are.
it's about establishing the Comanche culture.
I did not think of that. I just thought it was more about the dichotomy of like the split of the man versus female role. That's where I was going with, like,
No, but
people clearly should know that that's like, because we're progressing out of that.
No, but I think that's actually a perfect example. And like, I was following along with you, like, yeah, but that's, I mean, Anna brings up a good point, is that
really
we
good point.
all, we're taught, like, we're taught in school to think of Native Americans as one race of people.
Yeah.
One-dimensional
And that's,
as a whole.
that's not the case. That's like thinking of literally everyone in Africa of being African. And it's like, this is a continent, bro. Like, this is a lot of
Lots
different
of countries.
cultures,
Lots of
different
countries.
languages, traditions, religions, beliefs, all across the board. They're not similar, but we are taught in a way that we think of it as the same.
Yeah.
And so, it is important for that exact reason that you have those differentiations.
That's why I said, like, I didn't think of that. That is a really good point. So the build-up of the character, I thought, was done almost seamlessly, just fucking seamlessly. It wasn't like over the head. It was just, this is the day-to-day life. This is what the struggle is for our main character, right? And I think, like, you couldn't ask for anything more from that. Like, the way the way that character arc developed, you couldn't ask for anything more. Now, once the Predator came in, I'm not gonna lie, I got really into the movie way more.
But it didn't hit you over the head. Like, she knew that she wanted to be a hunter. She wanted to have whatever, I can't remember what the tradition was called, where you have that first, like,
fuck, what's the name of
first
that?
hunt.
Yeah, but she made the mistake of like, it's going to be this alien.
Yeah, that's the same. She picked the thing that killed everybody else.
Comanche?
Something like that, yeah.
Oh, fuck.
But, like, I think what she wanted was not the hardest task that anybody ever has had to do.
Oh,
yeah.
But also, when she rolls back in with the head and the fucking green blood,
dude,
war paint,
that's
shit
fucking
was
badass.
Fucking
but what
sick.
she did that I guess nobody else had really done was study and know its weaknesses, because
that's why she's a good. That's how you make. That's a good tracker. Like, if you
well, they
have you
showed
ever been hunting. Have you ever been hunting before?
Yes.
Okay. So you know, like so if you were part of the setup for hunting, like, you know, you've been out there prior to hunting season, you've seen where the animal tracks through, you've seen where they stop and eat, you've by body of water, you see exactly what point they drink water at in the river or whatever.
Yeah.
So like, that's what she was doing while she was out there. She was tracking.
You see that earlier though when they go to the line, because she's like, we need to stay here. We need to see what is pattern, and they're like, "Fuck that! We need to kill it tonight. We're not staying a couple days to kill this fucking lion."
That's why she was a badass, because she knew.
Yeah, only person standing after the end of at the end of the movie.
Exactly.
I do want to, before we get too far into break, I want to talk about the representation a little bit, because we do not have a lot of films that really looks realistically at Native American culture from any era, whether it be like way back in the day, pre-Americas, or
with
like
the
currently.
focus being the Native American culture as opposed to them being the exotic element in the movie or the enemy.
And I was trying to think of like this far back movie that had Native Americans in it, and the one that I could think of, the main character was Carl Urban. And that was Pathfinder.
Oh, God.
Where Vikings versus Native Americans.
You'll have to tell me about that.
Carl Urban played a Viking boy that was like left behind and raised by Native Americans, and then he had to fight these like very like metal as fuck, like silhouetted versions of Vikings that came. And that was like 2006 or something that movie came out. So even back then they're like, we can't have a Native American lead. We got to get Australian Carl Urban to play a Viking that is raised by the Native Americans to fight the Vikings. Like that's the level of lack of representation that
I don't know if it's as strong as Pathfinder, but I mean, I thought you were going to say Last Mohicans, which is Daniel Day-Lewis again in the role. But
or Dances with Wolves with Kevin Costner.
That's what I was going to.
I was saying that good movie because I don't
like literally movies that are surrounding the culture of Native American culture has the white guy as the hero.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Last Mohicans is pretty good at kind of center in, but then you do have Daniel Day-Lewis as your main lead. It follows the books because he is adopted by the tribe and grows up in that culture. So it's not like they went.
His name was Chief Left Foot, right?
Yeah.
Chief My Left Foot.
What was the Mel Gibson one?
No, that's the Patriot. I think you're.
No. There's a Mel Gibson movie where he gets like adopted by a tribe.
Dances with fence walking racism. I think is
Dances with Sugar Tits. Is that
Sugar Tits? Yeah,
Sugar Tits.
you almost you know what I'm talking about. There was a movie when he was younger. It was like.
Oh, yeah. So he married that woman, and then he told her, I hope you get assaulted by a pack of wild N-words. I love that movie. That is great.
Yeah.
What movie did I miss?
What the fuck are you talking about?
That's Mel Gibson in life.
Yeah, that's
Jesus
Mr. Gibson
Christ.
when he's not,
You don't remember that?
No.
Yeah, he was drunk and ranting at his wife because she was going out, and he's like, I hope you get assaulted by a pack of wild N-words.
Yeah.
No, I remember the Sugar Tits thing.
We have not done a Mel Gibson GUI episode, and I don't think we're going to.
No. Like that, really?
Which sucks because he was in Road Warrior.
And Mad Max, and a
but-
lot of really awesome movies.
But yeah, fuck that.
Which I will still watch those though.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna not watch those.
Mel Gibson has said all kinds of horrible and really disturbing things in his time.
Wait, this is the one I'm thinking of. But he was the voice of John Smith in Pocahontas. Just I'm sorry, but this is not.
Wait, you tell me Mel Gibson did the voice of the crusty white guy in the Disney movie?
Did.
No way. I don't believe that.
I forgot about that shit though. Oh man, I can't remember what the fuck the name. Well, we're yeah.
I think that's it. I think that's your.
That's a good time to.
You can edit this shit out.
I think that's a perfect time to take a break.
I gotta
honestly.
find the name of the
so-
movie. You can edit the silence out. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me find my thing. God damn it.
Mel Gibson dances with the global Jewish conspiracy. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's him too.
Dances with Q, probably. Yeah.
Maybe I'm crazy. I thought he was in this.
I only see Patriot. That's the only one.
Yeah, it wasn't the Patriot.
I'm waiting for the
though.
conspiracy theory sequel where it's Mel Gibson just talking about the Jews over everything. And
I was right?
I was right.
No. Well, you were right in a way.
Yeah, well. Well done.
Yes.
Well done. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
thank you.
No.
You got nothing?
Like I can't. Nope. Can't find it.
Just a fever dream movie.
That sounds like a fever. That sounds like something that you dream when you're on fucking ayahuasca or something.
I don't know. I had a flu.
Ayahuasca.
I had a flu. I had to take some cold medicine. I remember watching this Mel Gibson movie where he was a Native American. You're like, I don't think that movie.
I took some peyote and Mel Gibson was Native American. It was weird,
It's one
man.
of the fake movies that John Lovitz reviewed on The Critic.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think that might be
I
it,
did watch
honestly.
that show. Honestly, I did watch The Critic.
I loved that movie. All right, so on that
Show.
note,
I mean show.
yes, show. On that, I was thinking of Arnold Schwarzenegger, dreidel, dreidel, dreidel. I made you out of clay, or the Red Balloon 2, Balloon's Revenge,
No,
or some shit.
Orson Welles, the green penis. Can I do another take, please?
God damn it. All right, we are taking a break. When we come back, we're going to be talking about what we're drinking, more about Prey and the Predator mythos, I guess, when we come back. So stick around.
That's why we pray.
Just to make it today.
Coming straight from the mouths of madness, I'm Lowdown.
I'm F.U. Hunter.
Do you love horror?
We fucking do.
So this is a podcast dedicated to all things in cinematic horror. We're talking movies, television, composers, special effects artists. We're going to fucking cover it.
So if you love horror,
Embrace the madness.
My name is Amy Bogard,
And I'm Mike the Hobbit.
and we are the hosts of Deeply Upsetting, where we use our expertise to answer your most upsetting hypothetical quandaries, such as what non-winged animal deserves wings?
And what body part deserves a secret mouth?
Which cryptid is the worst roommate?
These questions and more that plague you will be answered on Deeply Upsetting, available anywhere you get your podcasts and at GUIPodcast.com.
In a world of blockbuster movies, there's another dimension.
The dimension of schlock cinema. Join us at Beautiful Disasters on a journey into the fringe territory of B-movie abandon.
We review the flicks that are forgotten or underappreciated to give them a proper place in the annals of celluloid history.
I'm the Groots,
F.U. Hunter.
your guides at Beautiful Disasters. Come along with us for a fun ride. May
the schlock be with you.
In a world with too many reboots and remakes,
two men will stop at nothing to make it even worse.
join Like the Hobbit and Thandi as they play by their own rules while pitching new takes on some of your favorite and least favorite films and TV shows. What podcast would dare to bring this upon the world?
This is Smack My Pitch.
Hey guys, Scotty P here with Smash on your left. And we are the Geek Fathers. That's right, bringing all the trials and tribulations of being a geeky parent.
So welcome to our world.
And as always, join us
Or cry.
We're back for the second half of All Things Prey and Predator on this episode of Geeks Under the Influence. Before we get into that, let's talk about our sponsors a little bit. First up is Amazon.com. Yeah. You know the deal.
Yeah.
Like, if you listened before, they suck, but, you know, you probably order from them from time to time. So if you do it, just make sure we get some of the money instead of them. Go to GUIPodcast.com or GUIPodcast.com, click on the Amazon link. We get some money.
I was going to say, I've actually went a month without ordering anything from Amazon.
That's amazing.
It's a 30-day
Wow.
chip. I get a 30-day chip.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
You did it.
I literally just got packages from Amazon today. Like we have a stinky sink in the bathroom, so I got these little things that you just shove down the sink that deodorizes them or whatever. This building was built in 1905, so like
Oh, yeah, the
that's
plumbing
just-
is probably...
that's just a
Yeah,
thing.
just
Like,
there's a whole person in the pipes.
there is probably
Just
like a
piece
person
at a time.
Yeah,
Piece at a time.
that's what Johnny Cash was singing with that song "One Piece at a Time." Was
Yes,
just
exactly.
dissolving the body in your pipes.
Oh, God. Ugh.
Yeah, so Amazon.com. If you got to buy body dissolving little
Tablets.
tablets for your
or
for your
whatever.
plumbing.
Thank you, abusive Daddy Bezos.
Yeah, unfortunately. But the better way to support Geeks Under the Influence is through TeePublic.
Boom.
Woo! We have close to 50 designs, and we'll have over that very shortly.
Oh, Halloween season.
Halloween season. As of September 1st, we're going to be releasing all of our limited edition Halloween designs onto the store, and as well as having a couple other new designs dropping as well. We're adding designs all the time, so make sure to go to GUIPodcast.com/store and take a look. There are designs of the different logos from the different shows. There's inside jokes from the different shows. There's designs that aren't even related specifically. I mean, it might have started as an inside joke, but it's just a shirt that's funny that you're going to enjoy.
And you get in so many different things, even tote bags.
Tote bags, buttons, magnets,
Coffee cups.
coffee cups. Not
Leave it there, motherfucker. Just don't.
No, tote bags. I mean, tote bags.
Tote bags.
All the tote bags.
All the tote
Yes.
bags and the tote bags.
We recently released the 7 words you can't say on television design of the, that classic, the design you've seen with the "and" at the end of the words.
Like
but
the
it's
motivational, but it's just...
It's usually like Steve and Jan and whatever. It's like the Brady Bunch with "and" at the end, but it's the 7 words. What's funny is that we have sold a couple shirts, but that is a very popular coffee mug choice.
Oh, yeah.
Which means people are like, yeah, the 7 words. I'm not going to wear it in public. Like, they want the coffee
Yeah, I'll
mug.
show them while I'm
Which
drinking my
even- which
coffee.
It literally speaks to what fucking Carlin was talking about. It's like, come on.
So funny. So it's a great design. I definitely suggest picking
40
that
years
up.
later, by the way. Roughly.
Roughly, yeah.
Roughly 40 years later, still people don't want to wear that
Don't wanna wear that shirt.
That's I'm sorry, I find that fucking hysterical.
It's so funny. Although apparently shit is pretty commonly on television by nowadays terms.
Shit
is.
and ass, I think, are
Yeah.
kind of...
And hell.
Yeah.
Hell's a one they'll use everything instead of fuck. I've noticed a lot of shows that want to be edgy, they'll use hell for everything. It's like, you better just hell and this and that.
Straight to hell.
Fuck should...
Straight to
You should
hell.
have said fuck right there. to
Yeah, I
get
think
your
the
point across.
F-bomb is actually the last one that you can't actually say on network TV.
No, but cable you can. FX has gotten very
Yeah.
free.
Oh yeah,
with the
what we
F
do in the
word.
shadows, they drop the F-bomb like every other
I
fucking
noticed
sentence.
that,
I
yeah.
love it. I
Yeah.
love it. So,
Yeah. Anyway.
but yeah, 7 words you can't say. Great design, as well as close to 50 other designs, and plenty more coming. So check it out, GUIPodcast.com/store to get to our store. And there you have it. As said, this is a shortened episode, and that was the end of it. So thank you so much for bearing with us on this a shortened version of the show. We'll be back next week for another episode, full length, with all the bells and whistles attached, including what we're drinking and drunken scene. Join us or die.
Join us or die. Join us or die. Or I will swallow your soul.
GUIPodcast.com.
This is why I'm not an action star.